Hello everybody, welcome to the John Show. My name is John, this is my show, and we are back in Morrowind, a strategy guide. No recap. If you want to know what went down, check the previous episode. If I did this right, there should be one of those things you can click somewhere on the screen. So we want to join some factions today. 2 of them are important, and 1 is just for the XP. While there's lots we can do without joining any of them, it's fun to take advantage of these poor fools. Let's get to it. First, we want to join the Mages Guild. We join for better prices. That's it. We can use their services without joining, but if we're a member, our prices will get better and better at a faster rate than if we were just a layperson. Make sure you read the oaths. You don't want to break a rule you didn't know about. Well, ultimately it doesn't matter, but I'm stuck in my roleplayer ways. Don't break the oaths. Then, go next door to the Fighters Guild. Talk to this ginger snack. Join them too. One thing I should mention here before we start breaking shit, if you want to do what I'm going to show you, you will not be able to progress in the factions. I'll explain later, but just know, if you want to cheat and you want to play the game for real, you can't do most of these exploits. Console commands act different than these exploits do. Then head out this door and go in this direction. We're going to the Dunmer Temple, aka the Tribunal Temple. Go downstairs. Find these 2, Lorana Omain for the Mark spell and Lathina Halalu for recall. I probably messed those names up. These are going to be your 2 favorite spells. You're going to want to set your mark outside of your door, but close enough to enter once you're back. You're going to have the opportunity to do some major looting, and you're most likely not going to want to fight your way out to get home, or even be able to carry all of it in some cases. Remember, the game has to keep track of your inventory as you go in and out of load zones. I've experienced numerous crashes from recalling into my house with thousands of items in my inventory. For some reason, it doesn't happen almost at all if you recall outside though. I'm going to take a second to explain something I'll be doing in the background that you can't see. Since this is on Xbox, and we don't have the console commands, there was a cheat put in place for the consoles. 3 button combos that can regenerate your health, magicka, and stamina. On the OG Xbox controller, instead of bumpers, there was a black button and a white button. White would correspond to the left bumper, black would correspond to the right bumper. The code to increase your health was black, white, black, black, black. The code for magicka was black, white, white, black, white. The code for stamina was black, black, white, white, black. You highlight the one you want to fill, hit that combo, then hold down the A button. It will fill up. If you hold the A button, then kind of slide your finger over to the B button, it will continue to fill up in-game. This is helpful early on when fighting higher level NPCs. It's also helpful when doing magic at low levels. There we go, back to my doorstep. We need some money. We have a few spells we need, and some scratch to get some spells crafted for us. Spells are crafted from the spells you know. Doesn't matter if you have the magicka or skill level to pull them off, you can create, or have created for you, some pretty useful shit. All these trinkets and stuff, armor, weapons, all these can be sold. Remember, this is 9/10 yours. Remember to keep that fiend katana. It's magic, so it can be used against ghosts and other magical creatures that are immune to normal weapons. Go around to the remaining merchants and sell off these things. Aw, she's wearing the Colovian helm. Looking good, mama. This is not the money-making game that I mentioned in the last episode. We'll get to that. This is just some get-around money. Now, back to the Mages Guild to buy some more spells. Downstairs, we'll find Esther Dalen, an Altmer spellmaker and merchant, our new friend. We want to buy Feather off her. Go over to Mussolini Marion and buy Soul Trap. Now, here's where we begin to bust this motherfucker wide open. Go back to Esther Dalen and have her make you a spell. The spell we're going to concoct is Feather on Self, 5 points for 1 second, and Soul Trap on target for 1 second, 0 area of effect. What we're gonna do here is make a feather spell which lightens your load. You could fortify your strength, but the harder you hit, the quicker you break your weapons. You could fortify your strength, but then you'll hit harder, and the harder you hit, the quicker you break your weapon. Feather removes weight from your inventory. Strength adds to your carry weight, if that makes sense. You may be asking yourself, what good is this gonna do? Let me show you. Walk over to the corner or against a wall. The spells have travel distance and don't activate until they hit something. Cast that spell. Doesn't matter if you can't hit it at first. These are dice rolls, so you'll start hitting them eventually. This is also bringing those skills up, little by little, whether you hit them or not. What this spell is actually doing is this. Every time it hits, you're permanently binding, in this case, 5 points of feather to your character. Every time it hits, it takes away 5 pounds from your total carry weight. Also, use that code on your magicka so it constantly fills every time you cast a spell. Some of these spells won't cost much, but eventually we're going to have spells that will cost almost your entire magicka pool. Even further down the road, we'll have to fortify our magicka to keep up. Eventually, we'll be dealing with numbers in the hundreds to thousands. Don't worry, I'll show you what not to do so you don't jump into the purple. After a while, I've got my inventory weight down into the negative, as shown by my inventory weight being 0 out of 275 pounds. Remember though, the more you carry, the higher chance of your game crashing when going through load zones. And the entire island of Vardenfell is a series of exterior cells stitched together, so you'll walk through load zones just going from point A to point B. I forgot to mention this in the first episode, but Auril back in Seydanine, the first store, that guy had a spell called Jack of All Trades, which is a fortify luck spell. Once you have a fortify attribute spell, you can now create a fortify attribute spell for any attribute. So, let's create a spell to make us a little faster. Fortify speed, 5 points for 1 second, soul trap on target for 1 second, 0 area. Go to the wall. Now we're adding 5 points to our speed. Best not to go crazy with your attributes. So I started at a speed of 55, now I'm at 80. That's fast enough. For now. Now we're hauling ass. One faction I forgot to join, and they're crucial for starting the money-making game, the Thieves Guild. Come over the river to the South Wall Corner Club. Come talk to this Khajiit named Sugar Lips. We're joining up with them for one thing. If you get a bounty on your head, you can pay certain Thieves Guild members to remove your bounty. The cost is half of the bounty, so if you pull off a huge heist, your bounty can be in the tens of thousands. Downstairs in the Corner Club, you'll find Fane Riel. This is the dude. I don't even know who the other ones are. I'm sure I've used them. I think there's a guy in the Rat in the Pot in Aldrune. But like I said, Balmora is the center of it all, so Fane is the main. For now, we're going to move our mark right here. I know I said to put it outside, but I don't have that much in my inventory, so I feel okay about recalling here. We're about to play my favorite game, the money-making game. Go back to the Mages Guild and go downstairs and speak to Mussolini. The Mages Guild offers teleportation to the other guild houses for a fee. Cheaper for members, so that's a perk. We want to head to the Vivek Mages Guild. Go out of the guild house into the plaza here. This is the foreign quarter here in Vivek. These golden boys are ordinators, the holy knights of Vivek. They are powerful Dunmer warriors. We're gonna kill one. They hit hard, they're fast, and they can take a hit. But if you use that health code and have some patience, you can kill him. Make sure you loot all of his shit. It is a crime. Usually it's 1,040 gold if you kill an ordinator. I have no idea why it's only 40, but I'm not complaining. But that's why I set my mark in the Thieves Guild, because with a 1,040 gold bounty on your head, the guards will come running. Recall back to Fane, pay him 20 gold, and now I have some of the best armor in the game. I pay to fix a bunch of my armor and weapons because this is still just setup. The money-making game hasn't even begun yet. After donning my new gear, my armor rating jumps from 8 to 42. And look at this armor condition, 1350 at full condition. The ebony mace has a full condition of 3600. If you didn't know, That's the amount of hits it can take before breaking. Ordinator drip is insane. And now, the money-making game begins. We go back to Vivek and find us another Ordinator. I'm actually surprised this guy didn't respawn. The wearing of Ordinator armor is an insult to them. They will not let this stand and attack you on sight. Since they attack first now, everything you do to them is self-defense, so not illegal. You want to be careful not to get caught between two Ordinators, Riley Reid style, but now I have better armor, even though my Fiend Katana was working better than this mace is. Now that we killed this guy, take his shit. Now, back inside to the Mages Guild, and off to the city of Caldera. Before we leave the Caldera Mages Guild, on our way out, we'll see this guy, Hernand Thierry, go through those doors behind him. Up those stairs is an entire set of master level alchemy gear. Now, I never fucked with alchemy, but we're gonna take those because I know one thing, alchemy in this game can get ludicrous. So we'll experiment with that at a later date. Down the hill from the guild house is Gorak Manor. This is some kind of orc flop house or something, bunch of male orcs hanging out in here all by themselves. I don't know about all that, but we're not here for the green eggs and sausage fest. We're here for something else. This little guy, Creeper. Creeper is a funny little guy who we'll find out later is Barbas, Clavicus Vile's Daedra dog. Creeper buys alcohol, weapons and armor, and drums apparently. He's got 5,000 gold and he'll buy these things at face value, no haggling. Since these items aren't in perfect condition, he won't pay full price. But when the money starts coming in, this won't be an issue. Sell a couple items, wait 24 hours, sell a couple more, wait another 24. After selling off some combos, we get to the really expensive stuff. Unfortunately, I'm gonna take a loss on these. I could go out to find the Mudcrab Merchant, a Mudcrab Merchant, who pays full face value as well. And he has 10,000 gold on him. But I've actually never found him. Ever. In 22 years of playing this game. Might have killed him once and not known who he was, but yeah, I've never found him, so I use Creeper. And if I'm being honest, in just a couple of minutes, with just one Ordinator's worth of gear sold, I'm now sitting at 21,070 gold. If I took the time to increase my carry capacity, I could go through Vivek wiping out Ordinators, fixing their armor, and selling them to Creeper. Doing this can make you a millionaire within a couple of hours if your OCD allows. I'm going to stop here, but later off camera I'll probably go ahead and make some more money. Around 300,000 gold is really all you'll ever need for any and all training you may want if you're playing the money-making game without using exploits to boost your stats and skills. But I have a few spells I want to show you. I teleported to all the mages guilds to collect some spells to make more spells. Just so you know, this is going to get a little ridiculous. You can't delete spells from your spell list, so I usually name my spells with all caps so I know which are the ones I made. I'm making a Fortify Health spell, 20 points on self, Soul Trap on target, just like before. I'm keeping these numbers low so the magicka cost is manageable. You could go ham, and later we will, but let's not jump the shark yet. Water breathing on self for 100 duration, Soul Trap on target, I can now breathe underwater. And finally, Night Eye on self for 100 points, 0 duration, Soul Trap on target, I can now see in the dark. Next time, we'll go get Azura Star so we can make some seriously broken weapons, mess around with our new alchemy set to make some seriously broken drugs, and if we have time, I'll show you a cheat that only works in the vanilla version of this game, pre-Game of the Year edition. But we'll get into all of that next time. Thanks for watching, everybody. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you like what you're seeing, like what you're seeing. Remember, we're the little guy, so help us punch up. Like, comment, subscribe if you want to see more. Hit the little bell down there and do all the little bell thingies. Share this with other people who you think might like my weird videos. And as always, thank you for watching The John Show. My name is John. This was my show. I appreciate you taking the time. You take care now.